Yeah, now we have a month's worth of stuff to talk about.
Yeah, literally. It's been what's been 3 weeks, three and a half, maybe 4 weeks since the last one that we did.
Yeah, I think it was probably like the December 18th or something was the last one we did.
Yeah, yeah. So
So
it's been
three
a
or four
while since we've
weeks.
done something like that, which is cool to be able to get back into the swing of things again.
Yeah, I'm glad. I Holidays are like more stressful than not holiday times for me, I think, because it's like there's far too much going on. There's too many people packed into like a little space, and it's just like 2 weeks of playing card games and eating too much food.
So you're one of those guys that when it's holidays, it's not really holidays. It's like it's an extra stress on your body.
Oh yeah, I they were like I don't get me wrong, like I love seeing all my family and hanging out and eating with everybody, but like there were multiple times where I was like, I really just want to like go home and like do work and stuff,
Yeah.
which I was like, I would
It didn't
be
happen.
no, it didn't happen because we tend to cram far too many people into far too small of a space. Like we were in Minnesota up north, like just below Canada, and there were six of us in maybe like a what would I say, like a tiny 2 bedroom apartment. Not great. Not great.
At least you could keep everyone warm because it was freezing out there, wasn't it?
Just barely. Oh, brother, it multiple days below zero the whole day. The wind was like you never knew if it was snowing or if it was not snowing because the wind just kept picking up all the snow and it would come back down. You're like, is it snowing or is it just this ridiculously windy? The dog didn't want to go outside to take a dump. Like it was, man, it was.
Oh man! Meanwhile, I've got a spray tan on, and I've been having nothing but blue skies for. Oh, it's great to have the. Finally, the roles are reversed. Usually, I'm the one in the jumper, and you're the one in the t-shirt. Now I'm in the shorts and t-shirt, and you got it all down pat.
I know. I am wearing shorts right now, to be fair, but I'm cold.
Yeah, yeah. We actually just had because my wife is Serbian Orthodox, like her family is Serbian Orthodox as well. She's not Serbian Orthodox, but her family is. So we have Christmas on the 25th, and then we have another Christmas on the 7th, straight after as well. So it's like a
Oh,
double Christmas. Yeah, the way that they celebrate it with the calendar, the way the calendar works, and so it's like you've got all this food from the 25th, which lasts for like a week because you've got leftovers and all that kind of stuff. And then you go into the new year, and it's like bang, hit you again. I had Christmas at my wife's auntie's place, and I had like I felt on top of everything, eating everything really, really well. Like I wasn't picking out on all the crap. Like it was just like I was on track. I felt freaking awesome. And I'm like, you know what? That couch looks really, really comfy. And this is when you know you're getting old because you go over to the couch, you just put your head back, and you're
yeah.
out cold. You're out cold. And I was just lying there. And then I could hear people like talking, like, is he sleeping? Is he sleeping? I'm like, I'm trying to get to sleep. Like, just let me doze off. Let me doze off. So I was out for it's about half an hour, maybe 45 minutes, and it was great. It was great. It was like a little siesta afterwards, wake up, feel refreshed. Oh, desserts on the table, nice. Knocked back some fruit, and away we went. It was brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
Do you guys? I don't know if this is like an American thing, but board games and card games like ruled the entire time. Do you guys get into that or not really?
With because it's like a big family. Like so, for example, my side of the family, we go like we have brunch, we have lunch, we have dinner. So it's like you have to move quick between all of them to be able to see everyone. So to see
Mm.
150 people in a day, there's kind of no time for board games until like the end of the day. Because of like my Italian heritage, we play Italian cards. So that'll be like right at the end of the day, where like everyone the cards just come out to the table and it's like 9:30 at night and the barbecue's going back on for some ribs or for some steaks or something like that. It's like let's go. And then for the 7th, so for the Christmas just passed, we at my auntie's house we had like pool and played a bit of chess and that sort of stuff. But apart from that, like no real board games came out. It was more so the cards and other extracurricular activities. So not as much as what it sounds like you guys do.
No, because we don't like go around and see everybody generally on holidays. Like everybody you're gonna see kind of congregates in one place for like a week. So it's like, I guess it's warm there for you. Oh, that's interesting that Christmases are always warm.
Yeah,
I've never thought about that. It's weird.
Oh, it's great. You don't spend time inside. No way. It's outside, pool, sprinklers on, whatever you want, man. Just run through. Obviously, you just you brown, or if you got the genes to do so, you brown up or you burn. But and if you burn like proper burn. It's not none of this. Or it's a little bit tingly and pink. It's just like it's almost third-degree burns if you're not careful.
That idea has never even crossed my mind for it to be like a warm Christmas sort of thing. Because in the States, it's always everything's snow, like reindeer, like that sort of is like how they market everything. One year we were in Florida for like Christmas, New Year's time because I had a tournament there and it was warm-ish. But like it's never crossed my mind that it's like a summertime thing.
Yeah. Meanwhile, we've got Santa Claus dressing up in like a wife beater t-shirt and shorts and thongs. And he's got his hat on with like tongs and a snag on the coming off the boat. Like it's amazing how they market things. Like especially given that Australia has been so Americanized in so many ways with like what we watch on TV, for example, when we have a look at Home Alone, for example, like or Die Hard, which is they're Christmas movies. You know, you watch them at Christmas time, and it's like snowing, it's cold, it's freezing, and meanwhile we're looking outside, and it's like if I step outside today, I'm going to get birds. Like this is going to be hot.
Man, that is. So are there like Australian like Christmas things that are like at the beach?
Yeah.
Really?
Boxing Day's a big thing at the beach, unless you're trying to fight everyone for deals at Harbour Town or in the city or something like that, like the outlet places. It was bananas, man. Like we went to my sister-in-law's house. They had a pool, so jumped in the pool and we spent the whole time in the pool. That was great. But then we were on our way home and we were driving past one of the outlets and there was about a 2 or 3K lineup like to get into the outlet. And it's like, do people not know that you can purchase things online anymore? Like you can jump online, you can skip the queue a lot, but it's just, yeah, it was crazy, man. So we tend to do a whole heap of beach things. So for example, like Christmas is obviously spent with family. Boxing Day after is spent probably going to the beach or just chilling out, hanging out. Then that break in between where almost everyone's off from work is usually very, very good weather. So people will just go to the beach, people will go to the pool. New Year's comes, people do pool parties, people do beach parties, people, all that sort of stuff. And it's like, because I was in bed at 10 o'clock New Year's, because, we're getting old here. I'm trying to prep for fatherhood over here. Meanwhile, you're going to bed at 2 a.m. I could not think of anything worse. I got woken up
to... It's not fun.
I got woken up to hundreds and hundreds of fireworks just going off. Like they were just everywhere. Because, like here, people light fireworks in their thongs. Like they don't care. They're flip-flops. Like there's just... They don't really care about danger or safety or anything like that. So here it's like the Wild Wild West, man. Except there's no guns or no like holsters. It's just flip flops, shorts, and a wife beater, and that's it.
Oh, we were in Ohio for New Year's, so like a state over, and my grandpa lives like in the middle of the like country rural. Mm-hmm. So like it's like all farmland around him, and there's like forest too. Like if you go outside, you would just like hear gunshots, like people hunting the whole time.
Wow!
Like you just hear like in the distance, or like you'd be like, oh, somebody saw a deer or something. Like it's just, or there was a duck. Like I don't know what season it is for hunting, but like somebody saw something. Hopefully not. I don't know. I would imagine
someone.
Yeah, yeah, no, I don't think that happens very often. I hope not. I don't think it does. But yeah, it's very much just like the whole time. And well, same thing in Minnesota actually, but it was just too cold for anybody to go outside.
Mm.
One of my grandpa's chickens froze.
No
Like
way.
it just froze. Only one of them. He's got a whole bunch of them, but only one of them just like froze solid. I don't know how only one of them freezes, but like it was like it's that cold outside.
So like frozen to death, it's just done.
Yeah.
There's nothing.
Yeah, no, it was done. Like if you would have left it in the freezer when that was kind of a weird example, but like it was dead. It didn't you didn't like reheat it and it come back to life like in the cartoons. Like yeah, like what was that? No, that was the end of that chicken. Yeah, so it was massively cold here.
What do you do in that situation? Do you eat that afterwards? Like, do you defrost it?
No,
or you
I don't
just
think so.
Feed it to the wolves.
I don't know, what did he do with it? I think he just threw it. My mom said it was still outside on the farm somewhere, but I don't know where. So I don't think he actually like. He doesn't have trash service or like recycling or anything, so they just have a burn pile. Mm. So I think he just put it on the burn pile, and they're gonna like
roast chicken.
Yeah, don't eat it, but like it's gonna be roast chicken at some point. But it's a different world out there. It's something.
Isn't that amazing? Like everything that's going on at the moment with Keegan developing the Uncon villages. I've been speaking with a lot more people about that sort of stuff lately, and like you just said there's no need for bin collection or recycling or anything like that. It's just like, and it's not like he's burning plastic, I assume, and he's actually doing the right thing. But it's so easy to be more sustainable. Like living on a farm life. That's something that's been running across my mind, and like thinking it more into existence now. I can see how it's actually going to be like viable for me to do living on a farm one day, like because that's something that I would really, really like to do. And you think back, like people say it's too hard, it's too much work, it's too this. It's like I don't know how old your granddad is, but you got your granddad that's doing it, and he's probably 3 times my age. I would say. What is he in his 80s, 70s, something like that?
He's like upper 80s.
There you go. So like that's almost that's pretty much triple my age, and like it's not viable. You can't do it. I can see it now as being like a way of life, a way of living. And even if you don't own the land, like I remember the conversation we had with Lindsay, like would it be ridiculous to go along and ask someone whether you can lease part of the land for, I don't know, X amount of dollars for, for a month or whatever it is. And it's like, it is definitely doable. You don't have to worry about owning it. And like thinking about that sort of stuff now and looking at the Uncon villages, it's amazing, like what happens when you start to think about those types of things and you start sort of going down that rabbit hole. I don't know if you've ever had that thought, but that's something that's just really, really been crossing my mind lately.
Yeah, I mean, what does he do? Right now, he takes care of a whole bunch of cats, probably somewhere in the range of 10 to 15 chickens, and then I think he has 2 sheep still. So it's definitely gone down from when they used to have like eight sheep and like 10 to 15 goats, a whole bunch of houses of chickens, turkeys, rabbits, more cats. But it's like, I mean, he's still going through and doing, I think he does most of it, if not all of it, on his own now. But like, then he gets raw milk and the best butter I've ever had in my entire life from some of his buddies that do like grass-fed cows. Like it was like he showed me that they just gave him a bucket of it, like a bucket of the butter. He just like scoops it out and puts it on the butter dish. I was like, me and my uncle were eating it. We were like, I don't even eat bread, but like I'm eating this bread just because I want to eat the butter. Like
jealous.
Raw milk. He's goat milk, cow milk. He's got his chickens and his, I don't think he does turkeys anymore, but like you would need more than what he has to kind of sustain off of. But like when you have enough people, I think it becomes not that much of a problem.
Yeah. How did you go Christmas, New Year's time? Like it's a pretty big celebration for most people, and I've definitely over the last year distanced myself from the celebrations, like clearly because I went to bed at 10 and on New Year's and even Christmas time. Like, yeah, sure, it's great to be able to connect and be with family, but in terms of like food and workouts and that sort of stuff, is it a time of year that you struggle with, and do you think that most people do?
Yeah, I mean, it's when you're in rural Ohio or rural Minnesota, there's not much for gyms. So I didn't do much when we were gone like that. I did what I could when I was home for a little bit of the period, but it's kind of like it's not like taking off necessarily, but it's I don't worry about it so much because it's like my family doesn't live in the same area. Like most of my family is 8-10 hours away. So it's like, all right, I'm going to be here for 4 days. That's kind of just like, now I'm not going to sleep that well because they're going to keep me up late. I'm not going to eat enough. So we can kind of back it off on the training and it'll be all right for 2 weeks out of the year. And then I was sort of overtraining a little bit before I left. So I came back and it was like, almost like super compensation had occurred. So did I need that long? No. Did it hurt me to take that sort of break off, have a little bit of time in between and take another break off again? Not really.
Food wise, what was challenging? Like, you seem like a disciplined individual. So for yourself, when you're actually having so much food, like you said, you've got access to some really, really good stuff. I don't have access to that frequency of food. And if I do, it's like, it's not, it is like, it's this small and it's like, it's this much. Like, it's really, really expensive.
Yeah. Food wasn't a big, it was more of like not eating enough. Like generally wherever, like all my family eats really healthy. Like or if they did pull out ice cream, it was like a flavor I didn't like anyway, so it wasn't a hard choice to make. But it was more of not eating enough because not a lot of people like eat as much as I do, especially like if my grandparents made what did they make, soup, and they were like, oh my god, it's so much soup, like we're gonna eat soup for like a week, like we're never gonna be able to eat all this soup. And then like me and my brother and my parents are like, it's not that much soup. They're like, it's so much. And then it was all gone that night. Like we ate the whole thing. They were like blown away. I was like, I think you guys don't understand that like one serving for me and my brother is like as much as you guys eat like together.
Yeah.
So and then like missing breakfast, like not having a big lunch. Like some people just don't eat that much. So that's more where the food issue lies. It seems like you had plenty of food to
Yeah. Well, coming from Italian heritage, like I said, it's just we've learned the last 2 years though. So like what they do is lunch is always just a feast, and it's everything you can think of: turkey, ham, everything. And I just stuck to like, I actually felt quite good. Like I stuck mainly to meat. I have a little bit of some extra stuff, like, but there's plenty of food. When you get to dinner time, then it's like, they know now. So you bring some little like nibblies, but then there's the barbecue that's like, you hungry? You want something just like a little bit, some sausages? Do you want some ribs or something? Like, and it's just like a little bit to pick on. So it's nice. It's not like it's a massive steak put on the barbie, or it's like all this meat and chicken and all this other stuff that you can't put down, and you do anyway, and it ends up just playing with you because you've had so much to eat. But coming into the new year, like the New Year's Day, like I didn't eat until 2, and I went over to my sister-in-law's house again. They had her partner has a smoker, or they have a smoker. And so they got this massive like tomahawk steak. Didn't eat until 2. Smoked tomahawk steak. It was 2:00. Got on there, and I'm like, give it to me. The whole thing. And so I devoured most of it. They got some of it as well, but devoured most of it. But then just like meat and fruit have been like the staple of what I've been eating for the past 8-9 days now. And I've only had this is what's been really, really strange is that I've had one coffee this whole year, which is like usually at this time by now I've had 2 double shots with ghee and some MCT and other stuff, and I'm just going, you know what, like I just don't feel like it anymore. Had that one coffee, and it's like it literally is the year ticked over, and I'm a new person. I'm a new man. I never needed it beforehand, but it's just amazing how like I've noticed such a big difference with just eating meat, and then just having fruit. Like I've been smashing fruit like a champ, just like a fruit Batman, just devouring everything I see, whatever it is, man. Whatever it is, if it's and like tomatoes, cucumbers. Then you got like all the stone fruits like apricots and peaches and nectarines and watermelon and bananas and frozen berries and normal berries, and just like I'm just Inspector Gadget with these hands, man, just picking out whatever I can find, like an octopus. I feel incredible. So like, and it's been people been asking me, especially about the coffee, like how did you stop? Like I find that I get all these withdrawal symptoms and that. I'm like, I didn't have a single withdrawal symptom. Didn't have a headache. Didn't feel tired. Didn't feel dehydrated. Didn't feel whatever else comes with not having coffee. I didn't get it at all. And I think it's just because I didn't eat and I had something else to focus on. And I'm not addicted to coffee. Like I can just give that stuff up like I have and not have to go back to it. You know. The other thing too, I reckon it was the second before I started doing some online training, like the live online training that I do. I was just flicking through Instagram maybe 20 minutes before it was scheduled to start, and Jordan Potts, Conscious Carnivore, is what he is on Instagram. He put up something on video, and it was like, so he put the 500, 600 mils of water in a cup, whatever it was, got 2 teaspoons of Celtic salt, then just mixed it up, and then just knocked it back. And I'm like, I'm gonna give that a go. I reckon I'm gonna give that a go. So I gave it a go. Everything from the last 3 weeks came out of me. Sorry, I didn't warn anyone about that. But anyway, it's just like
surprise,
yeah. And it was the best feeling after that, because I just felt like I was so renewed. Like it was just a new start. We start again. And since then, it's just felt so like I don't feel like I don't want to eat now. I don't need to eat right now. I wait until it's like 12, 1 o'clock. I'll have some meat. Like I've got some meat there to eat. Like last night, I ate enough. I don't need to eat more. I felt like, for me, I was hunting for like those sugar cravings and like those like bread and like on a constant. Whereas now it's like no, and I feel incredible. So if you want to know more about that and you want to reach out, like I've just gone through it and it feels amazing. So if you're struggling with some things, give the old 2 teaspoons of salt in the water and just knock it back. I did it this morning with like a little kind of shot glass, put some oregano drops in there as well, which helped too. Man, that stuff's potent. I don't know whether you've ever had that before, but
never a drop of oregano, just oregano.
Yeah, no, the drops are potent. They're like they're nasty, and it just burns. I don't know what it does inside you, but whatever it does, it helps. It's my mother.
Yeah, now that I think about it, at this point last year, I think I was doing carnivore.
Okay.
I think I did January carnivore last year.
Yeah.
Didn't finish it, but
how many days did you get?
17-ish.
Like strict carnivore, like no eggs, no fish, just
eggs.
red meat. Eggs.
Yeah. It was meat and eggs and salt. So it was, I guess if you call meat and eggs and salt, right? Yeah, it was meat and eggs and salt. And it was like, it was just so hard for me to like get in the amount of fat that I needed, like I would have had to just been like gobbling sticks of butter, I think. Like I couldn't do it. And I would get back from like playing a game at night and just be like, I'm so hungry, but I do not want to eat 8 eggs right now. And like I don't have like eating more for me has always been the issue. I guess not eating enough has always been the issue for me, and it still is. It's just hard for me to eat enough food because like I just want to like get up and do my work and do stuff. Oh, I don't know what that was. I just want to get up and like get to work and get doing things. I don't want to spend 4 hours a day making food. So like it's really nice for me when I have food ready and I can just make it like that, but it's not conducive to eating how I want. I haven't figured it out yet, to be fair. Like I still want to get up to 200 pounds, which I think is 90 kilos, just about. I'd like to get there. When will I get there? Will I get there? I don't know.
What are you sitting at now?
Like 180, 185, depending on if I've had my Celtic salt for the day or not.
So you got a little bit to go.
Yeah, I got like 15 pounds, like 8 kilos probably. I need to put on if I want to get there. Not gonna be an easy thing. I don't know if I've ever touched 190 pounds. I might have just gotten up there like once at the end of a day after eating dinner. But like I've never been consistently over 185 pounds. I don't think.
Do you feel like when you get to that, obviously your body's going to run differently, like because you're going to be 8 kilos heavier, but is it just for your own reasoning, like why you actually want to get to 200 pounds? Is that just a round number that you want?
I don't have a great reason to like give you like I want to be 200 pounds because it's gonna help me bench press more or something. Like I don't really care. Like obviously it'll help you to be like being reasonably lean and being heavier is gonna make you stronger. You have more contractile tissue. Like that's gonna make you stronger, but not necessarily conducive to jumping really high and running really fast. But it also kind of is. So I like generally I think it's like so if you were to pick like an NBA, like an American football wide receiver, probably about as athletic as you can get. Usually like 6 foot 190 is about the frame. But I think it's 181 centimeters and would be 84 kilos, somewhere around there. Maybe a little less than that. But like, so it's not that me hitting 190 is I'm going to all of a sudden be like this fat, like slow guy. Like it's like 5 or 7 more pounds. And as long as I put on his muscle, like it's not like I'm trying to get to 250, which I don't think is reasonable or ever going to happen, even if I wanted it to. But I don't know, just kind of like a good number. Like Keegan has the muscle number, I think right now. So let me explain the muscle number for anybody listening. It's like there's a ratio between how tall you are, how much you weigh, and your body fat percentage. And it very much depends on what your goals are, what you want to be. But 100 is kind of like if you're going to be strong and athletic, rather than like just that, like there's springy guys that are going to be a low muscle number. But if you want to be like a rugby, I don't know what the positions are in rugby, or like a linebacker in the NFL, where you need to have the size and the strength, you need to be as fast as possible and as strong as possible. Then like 100 is the number. I think I'm sitting around 87, 83, 87. So I would be about 200 pounds if I had to get to 100.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sitting at the same as well. So I'm at 80. I think I'm at 87 as well. I won't be able to check now because camera. But I think I'm at 87 at the moment. It's such a good way to be able to measure that and monitor that. And that's me guessing as well. Like in terms of body fat percentage, I went a rough guesstimate of what I previously had. So I think that would change too.
I can check. So let's calculate your muscle number because
let's do it.
I couldn't get my camera to work.
Yeah, for those listening at home.
Yeah. Let's see. What's your how much you weigh kgs?
77. Maybe
before
76
after yeah. I was gonna say before or after the holidays, yeah.
I was talking about the salt water, but the holidays, yeah. 77.
77. What's centimeters?
177.
177. What you got for body fat percentage?
See, I put 12 or 13%. So I just put 12.5 or 13. But I reckon that's dropped.
12.5, you'd be at 86.
There you go.
Let's see. So say I'm 6 foot. I think I measured it like 13% today. I have a scale that gives it to me. I don't really trust it, but let's call. I'm definitely not below 10. It said 25 this morning. I didn't.
I bought these scales a couple of months ago, and didn't realize what was going on. I put them on I threw them in my garage at the moment on the gym, and I put them on the rolled mats, and it's like came up 63 kilos. I'm like, what? 63 kilos? What the hell? Put it on the strip of grass I have in here, 72. What's going on with this thing? I'm not that much. I put it outside and I went up to like 79. I'm like, what the hell is this? And I worked out that it's like because of the ground that it's on, it needs to be like something that can works out how heavy you are. And I'm like, far out. I thought I was like, who liar? I don't think so.
So it gave me 86.4.
There you go.
Depending on somewhere between 87.4 and 85. Somewhere within there. So
then from there, what you're looking at is obviously dropping body fat or keeping body fat the same and putting weight on. Because if you, for example, were to up your weight and you were to do 200 pounds and you had the same body fat, and obviously I don't think you're going to grow much anymore, you would be around that 100 mark, correct?
94 and a half is what it looks like. If I were to get to 100, I would need to be 212 pounds.
What if you drop body fat? So if you went down to 10% body fat?
I think it's like 205 probably. 205, okay. I think.
Okay.
Maybe if I get down to like 8, if I get down to 8% body fat at 200 pounds, then it's 100. But like to put on 15, 20 pounds, probably 20, geez, what would that be? Almost 25 pounds of muscle and cut 5 pounds of fat. 10 pounds of fat. I don't know that I have 10 pounds of fat to cut, to be fair.
How are you going about this then? If this is something that you really want to be able to, because I think it'd be interesting. I'm sure that there'd be a lot of people out there that would want to be able to either A, lose body fat, or B, gain size and gain muscle. And now that they've got their muscle number, that's a great metric to go by the way. Like the muscle number is really, really cool because it takes into account like a lot of things. And sure, the body fat is sometimes hard to measure, but if you've got scales or if you have access to, there was a Sculpt app or something like that. You can
the pinchy things.
I think that's what they are. Yeah.
There's the Biosignature, I think, is the program. The Poliquin one, super, super accurate, actually, if you know how to do it. The calipers, I think, is the word I was looking for. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I was like, I did not plan this out. I was like, I'm just going to eat more. Like, that was really it. I was like, I'm going to eat more. I've considered going through the vertical diet, Stan Efferding's kind of plan, But it's like, man, eating is a pain in the ass, and making food is even more of a pain in the ass. So I just don't like doing it. Which sounds really stupid. If I want to get to 200 pounds, but like Keith told me this one time when we were talking. He's like, almost everybody. He was talking about youth athletes putting on functional hypertrophy. He's like, almost everybody's just one meal away. Like, just eat one more meal every day if you want to get heavier. Because, and then other people, this is the other idea. However much food you are eating, if your body weight is stable, you're basically eating your maintenance calories. Like, I haven't really changed from 180 to 185 in the last 9 months. Like, I got down really lean when I was doing carnivore and the sort of animal-based strictness this time last year. But then after that, kind of popped right back up, and I haven't changed, really. So I'm eating at maintenance calories right now, averaged out over time. If I want to get heavier, I got to eat like I do right now, and then just throw an extra meal in. I mean, it really is that simple. Like, calories are king, so just eat more calories. But I currently eat as much as I can with as little work as I can put in to making and eating the food. So it is how it is.
Have you checked out Hormozzi's? He put up. I saw it today. I don't know when he put it up, but it was about like the
yogurt.
The yogurt. Yeah, the yogurt. Like, I don't know how I would have half a tub. Like, and I eat like a champ. My problem is not eating. Like, I can eat. I know I can eat. I'm proven. I can eat. Like, I go to my mother-in-law's or my parents' house or wherever, like, and they give me food and I eat it. Like, it's just, there's no boundaries. Mine, I think, for me, is just the consistency of training. So, like, I can see how over the last, I was at 72 April last year, 72 kilos. So, like, I can chuck on weight. I know I can do it. It's easy enough to do. Just consistency of training. So I'm at 77. That's 5 kilo increase, and I'm feel comfortable with this weight now as well. But I think it's pretty, like, sure, cost comes into it as well. You don't want to be just buying $7 tubs of yogurt every day, you know, like, and then everything else too that comes with it. So I can understand that, but do you just feel like you don't have access to it and you can't be bothered doing it, or it's just like, I don't want to eat. Eating's not for me.
Oh, no, it's just that I can't be bothered. Like, it very much is just, like, my fault that I'm not 200 pounds right now if I wanted to be. It's okay. There's a little bit of, the majority of it is just me not wanting to do it and, like, not being bothered to make that much food and eat that much food. But part of it is that, like, eating the way I like to eat is rather difficult to make that much food in a day. Like, as much as I like eating mainly meat, like, I don't necessarily want to eat 400 grams of protein every day. That seems like a lot. Is it necessarily that bad for you? Who knows? But I don't know if it's the greatest thing for you to eat that much protein in a day. Like, that's not how I would recommend to bulk up. Like, if you're to bulk up, like, throw in the carbs, I believe is the variable to change. Maybe fat, but whatever. So it's like that. It's just a hard thing to do. So I know I can bulk up. Like, I went after my last season of soccer ended, I was probably 175, and I was like, let's get up to 185, and I did it. I did it pretty fast, but it was also like force feeding food that didn't necessarily agree with me super well. Like, it was, I would cook 3 cups of rice and chop up a whole bunch of ham, throw in like a pound or 2 of ground beef, a couple eggs, and like some soy sauce, and just like go to town and make fried rice, and then just like force myself to shovel it down twice a day.
Just
Like it was legitimately an unbelievable amount of food.
wow.
Like this much, and it was
Two of them.
two of them, and then like have breakfast too. Terrible. But my weight went like that. So, and then I lost a bunch of it doing carnivore and meat mainly. Maybe it was water weight, maybe it wasn't. But like, I very much know how to eat, how to gain weight, and how to lose weight. It's just a lot of work that I don't really care to do. To be fair,
no, that's
a pain in the ass. Yeah.
Yeah. But if you want to do it, you got to do it. So speaking of your 200-pound weight goal, talk me through your goals for this year. Like, I think it's good that's your athletic goal. If we're going to go uncommon, we got mastermind, athletic, richer, smarter. What are we thinking about? Athletic goal. I'm sure that there's more to it, but start me off with mastermind.
Oh, mastermind. I did think about the Mars in terms of goals. I didn't write a specific mastermind.
While you're thinking, I'll for the listeners that don't know, so with Uncommon Success, you've got your Mars, which is your mastermind, athletic, richer, smarter. And so in each category, 3 Uncommon 25, which is like an accountability thing for the year, or for the month, which you do every single month. You accrue points whether you've ticked off your mastermind, athletic, richer, smarter goal. So mastermind being building communications, building connections, having positive conversations, updating the Uncommon crew on your schedule or what you've done for the day or for the month or whatever it's been. Athletic, your athletic goals. Are you eating the way you said you were going to eat? Are you training the way you said you're going to train? Richer, what are you doing to become richer? So like more wealthy. Are you putting your product in place? Are you working towards specific goals? What are you doing? And then smarter through productivity and even learning languages or learning something new like a skill or something like that. So sorry to butt in there, but Matt, what's your mastermind goal?
Yeah, it kind of is just to like meet more people in person, sort of. So not like there's a SMART acronym, like specific, measurable, ART, whatever. Meeting more people in person isn't a SMART goal, but like going to see Keith this weekend, like going to Kansas City for the Uncom event, like going to more of the ATG training camps. Australia is a little bit far away, but maybe making it to like Montenegro or some of the other places, like out to California, maybe go to Mark Bell's gym or something. I think that's mastermind for me for the year, and it's coming together. I've got some of it booked already, so that's happening. Athletic, it's the same goal as last year. I still want to dunk off all 4 plants, and then I added a standing vertical dunk. The path to do that goes through my ankle, and then then getting stronger and practicing jumping is just it's a pretty clear thing that it's moving. Richard, I want 125 people on the footballer framework program. Still working with the first group, giving them a great experience. Then we'll roll out to everybody and get more people on, and hopefully help some more people. And I haven't thought of a smarter goal yet. Do you have one for each of them?
Yeah. So I had this conversation with Keegs a couple of days ago, and like trying to dive in and be really, really super clear. And for me, like, it's a very, like everyone, it's a very important year. And one of the big mastermind goals for me is to be a present father and a present husband, going into this year. It's going to be probably one of the most challenging years of my life to date, or the most challenging year so far. So that's a big one for me. I also want to be able to meet more Uncom members in person, and one in particular being Keegs. Like, I know Nico Di Paoli, I think he's meeting him for the first time in 4 years since they started like together. So that's
interesting.
If I can, which is amazing. This is the world of online. Like, this is what's possible. People say that there's no opportunities. People say that there's no way that they can become accountable. There's all these reasons and excuses. Yet somehow Nico Di Paoli has created a village in Bali through the guidance of Keegan, who has never met before. So, and then when you meet these types of people, when I got to the Uncom event in Sunny Coast, to be able to be with those people for a week and meet those people and stay with Luke and Acacia and 2 kids and the dog Dali, and then the farm gym crew, like you gain an appreciation, you gain an understanding, you gain a perspective, which you otherwise wouldn't have gotten, and you would never ever be able to get if you were just doing things online. Like, this is the next step. Online is great. I think it's fantastic because the opportunities that you get are just endless. However, doing things in person is just that next level. So for me, one big thing is be able to be, or the big thing is to be a present father and present husband for my child and my wife. And then another one is to be able to meet Keegan in person, and then also to develop more Uncom events. Like, for me, I can see a big avenue to be able to bring people together. Like, I want to be able to bring people together, whether it's in Australia or it's in Vanuatu or it's places around the world. Like, I can see that as one of my passions is bringing those people together. And having run the Sunny Coast event, it gives me puts me in a good stead to be able to bring that to the rest of the world. And it's something that I've been really passionate about for a while, but I just haven't been able to kind of bridge that gap yet. But then, Keegan always seems to get the best out of me, so as he does with pretty much everyone, which is just the way Keegan is. My athletic goal for me, I want to be able to, like, lean up quite significantly, but then also chuck on some muscle. So for me, like, I know that's not a very clear goal in terms of desired weight. I'd like to stay like around where I am. I also want to be able to get into some calisthenic stuff. So although it's like a skill that you want to learn, or that you kind of need to learn, for me, it's like I've always enjoyed that aspect of the bodyweight training, and I want to be able to do more of it. So, like, leg wise, I'm fine. But upper body, for me, I want to be able to chuck on some size. Like, I look at some people's arms and I look at my legs, and I'm like, my legs are the same size as your arms, but my arms are just like they are not there. And so, like, I've just purchased it was kind of like a little New Year's present. I don't know if you've seen them before. They're like the rings that are attached to the ropes that you can sort of tie around your waist, and you can practice like ring muscle ups, planches, ring handstands, all that sort of stuff. Like, they're pretty cool. So you've got the rings, and they go up and over to a point, hang over to a point, and then they come back down, and it actually ties up to your waist, and it hangs out on your waist. And then when you're pulling yourself up, you're actually pulling half your body weight, because when you're doing a normal pull-up, you're pulling up, but you've got everything else below that you're pulling up. So skill acquisition is a really good tool to be able to use, in my opinion. Yeah. So like for ring muscle ups, as you're pulling up, it's called, it's an Italian brand, of course. I'm not with the Italian one. It's called Forza Gymnastics, I'm pretty sure.
Interesting.
Really, really cool. Yeah, so that's going to be a big focus for me when it arrives. Like, I'm going to somehow find somewhere to hang it up, or I'm just going to go out to the parks and just do it out in the parks. Why not? So that's a big one for me. Is I'd like to be able to raise my muscle number as well. That's another big one. So I'm sitting at 85 at the moment. Drop a little bit of body fat, chuck in a little bit more weight, or a little bit more muscle. But yeah, that's an athletic goal for me. The other athletic goal is I still want to be able to squat strong. So like to up my squat, 150 would be a great achievement for me, considering the way my knees have been hacked at the past 12 years. So to be able to do that would be quite amazing. So that's a big one. The richer goal, one of them, well, there's two big ones. The first one is to earn 6 figures this year, so 6 figures plus, but then also to have 100K liquid, so to actually have 100K in my bank account, not 100K of debt, not 100K of all this other stuff. Whether it's I want to be able to have, like, if it's 100K of silver or 100K of crypto or 100K of even like money in the bank account. And for me, that's a big one, and I'm sure that there's a lot of people that can resonate with that too, because literally this time last year, I was in a very, very bad spot with money. In April when I joined Uncommon Success, I had $184 in my bank account. I had a mortgage, I had a car loan, you've got bills to pay, you've got to make sure that you get your groceries, you've got all this other crap that you think you got to buy. You make all these changes, and then you see how quick, in the grand scheme of things can change. Like, it's been 9 months actually, since I made all those changes. And to be able to actually see the path now and be like, I know I can make 100K. Wow. it's, you know, make plus I can make six figures. That's 10K a month. I can see how that's possible, you know? So like actually being able to see that path makes it easier. Where people see that, so they see that goal, like I want to earn X amount or I want to have that much. And it's like, you can't see that path to where you are, to where you need to go. And I've slowly got the machete out and just hacked through the jungle to be able to find my path. And I can see that path now. So it's like, let's take the steps. We're taking the steps as I got the machete out. And then finally, the smarter goal, like, yeah, sure, productivity is a big thing for me. Like, I want to be able to be more productive. Also, on the richer goal, it's about getting the ClickFunnels sorted for me, like getting my product out there, 6-week soccer body program and then the 6-week soccer strength program. So I'm doing it in a way that we can have it follow on from each other, similar to what Graham's done. I really like what Graham did with his return to run, and then is it return to roll or ready to roll or ready to run?
Ready to run, ready to roll, ready to rock, I think.
Yeah, that's one. Yeah. Like I did his program. His program was awesome and it gave me a lot of inspiration as to how he actually did it. So to do that, to get that going, like that's a big thing for me this year. And that's going to help. Like I want to have this. I'd like to have 100K liquid. Well, how the hell am I going to be able to get there? Okay, these are the things I need to put in place to be able to get there. And so you can't just want that and expect that that's going to happen. Like think it into existence, yeah, but put some things in place to make it happen. So that's back to the richer goal. Sorry, and then moving on to the smarter goal. For me, I would really love. I am learning a language this year, so I think I'm going to go with either Spanish or stick with Italian. And I want it to follow through. I haven't started yet, and maybe this is the kick up the butt that I needed to actually get it going. So to learn a language is a big thing for me. Like I only know English. I mean, I know a couple of phrases here or there in Italian and Serbian, and you know that's pretty much it. But like I'd like to be able to see that. I'd like
you know any Spanish?
Uns, dos, tres. Gracias, señor. Like I can say a couple of things, but that's it. ¿Por qué?
Yeah, do Spanish. My Spanish is like just below conversational at this point. Like I have enough that I can talk to the bartender in Mexico.
Yeah.
And
nice.
And they'll know what I'm saying, and I can order stuff, and I can find the bathroom, and I can do whatever. But that actually, my girlfriend got me on that this year, getting back into being good at Spanish. Because she's in the same spot as you, knowing I'm going to call it zero Spanish because your Spanish sounded more like French, to be fair. So she's doing she's not doing the best path for it, and I'm kind of just going through Duolingo and remembering all of my stuff. But yeah, maybe coming this year we'll do every other week in Spanish for people on the podcast. Because I know Keegs is fluent. Andres is fluent. There's some other guys. I know Ruben's fluent in Spanish. What is it? Orestes?
Orestes,
no.
Yeah. Orestes.
Yeah.
I don't think it's Spanish.
No, I'm thinking of somebody else. It starts with AU. He's from Venezuela. He's a rock climber.
Cesar.
Cesar. Oh, his last name is
Australia.
Yeah. I've talked to him before, and obviously he's Venezuelan, or is he Venezuelan or is he Colombian?
I think it's Colombian. Yeah.
Colombian. I know somebody's Venezuelan. I have teammates that are Venezuelan. Nevertheless, Spanish speaker. There's a lot of people who speak Spanish, and I think that was the idea in my mind. It's like, when I agreed to like get back into Spanish, it's like, all right, it's just another market. Like, if I want to help people in English, I can help even more people in Spanish. So maybe we'll have to go together in Spanish. I have 5 years of semi work ahead of you, I guess, but
I'm a quick learner, man. I'm a quick learner.
It comes back really fast when you're around a lot of Spanish, which is the unfortunate thing that there's nobody around me speaks Spanish. Maybe I guess I have to book more calls with people who speak Spanish then, but it comes back really fast. Like we were in Mexico earlier this year, just for vacation with my family and my girlfriend. And it was like, I came in, I was like, I remember none of my Spanish. And I left like, I remember at the peak of my Spanish ability, like I would like say things in Spanish in my head and like, how do I say that? And I go through, it's like, oh, that's how I say that. And I went to Mexico, none of that. And I left like doing that again. So it's very much like an exposure thing. And I think there's some uncalm sort of principles on learning more languages, but that would be, maybe we can do that one together. Maybe that'll be my smarter goal, is to be fluent in Spanish.
There you go. Yeah, I like that. You know what they say, if you want to go far, go by yourself. If you want to go fast, go by yourself. If you want to go far, go with many. So we can do that one together. I like that.
Yeah, and it'll stroke my ego a little bit to be ahead of you.
Ahead of me in something. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, because we both know it's not age.
Yeah. I was going to say. I was going to say something about the beard. Everyone, Matt shaved this morning. He didn't actually shave. He just clipped it. Trimmed. Yes. He said he shaved this morning, and I said, if you want to shave, you got to get out a real razor.
You can't see it. It's the camera quality. It's really nice and thick. Just the camera's just not great today. The lighting in here, it's kind of cloudy outside. It's just you. If you saw it.
Excuse number one. Excuse number two. Just all I'm hearing.
Trust me, I can keep going.
Speaking
it's lighter colored hair. Yeah. No,
speaking of beards, this is one thing that I heard, and I don't know whether it's actually a truth or what. But when because I didn't really have a full beard, and what I did when I was younger is similar to the way that you were like, how can I train more every day and like not get tired? Like for me, it was like, how can I grow a thicker beard? It's like, and I was trying to figure out this way of doing it. And this one person said, like online, get a straight razor and just shave constantly for 2 to 3 weeks. Just keep shaving. So like, you know what a straight razor is? The single blade. And so like, I was just doing it everywhere, like just constantly shaving. And I got pretty good at it after all the cuts that I would get on my lips and on my neck and everything. But then from there, like everything just kind of like filled out. Like I was just getting this real thick beard. And I don't know if it was from that or just because like it's not like my dad's. Actually, no, my dad can, but I don't think as thick as me. My brother definitely can't. I'm probably the only one in the family that can do it like this. So if you want to grow a beard, just give it a go. Go and get a straight razor. It's also a very, very good skill to learn too, because when you stuff up, you know about it. So don't stuff up. Just do it, and you have to be slow and patient with it. So like understanding how to pull the skin, and then understanding like where to go and how to go with the hair and against it and all that kind of stuff. Like, and I'm not a professional either. So like, you know, like if you want some advice, I can give you some advice, but I won't give you any professional tips because I don't know. Use a balloon. There you go. That's my professional tip. Use a balloon.
Oh yeah. And like try and take all the cream off of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I'm just going to stick with the quick and easy clippers to be fair, but it's so fast to like, and I haven't fully shaved in a long time, but I'm sure if I did, I would look like I was 11. So
we should do that for the next podcast.
We shouldn't.
I got more to lose here, man. I got way more to lose.
I know, but you still look older than me when you have the.
I don't know about
but that. I don't think you could possibly look younger than me.
Well, you keep the beard then, and for the next podcast, here you go, listeners. I'm going to shave my beard, and we'll see. We'll have to get a poll out. Who looks younger? The 20 almost 29-year-old me, or the how old are you? 17, 18? What was
yeah, 12. No, You act like I'm not 23. Like we're not 6 years apart. Like it's not like Keith is exactly the same age as my parents. So then it's like, all right, that's material. Like It's funny because we all overblow this like 6 year difference between your age and my age as if it's like 100 years. You're not that much older than me.
Until I hit 30. Then when I hit 30 and you're still in the twos, then that's when it's really
yeah. Then it's like a century. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is funny. Yeah. What was I gonna say? I had a goal I was gonna add, but I don't think I do. I forgot it.
The smarter? Are you doing the Spanish?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to stick with the Spanish. I think I thought of something and then I forgot it. Maybe my smarter should be quit forgetting everything I'm thinking about in my head.
It's a good one. I think.
Yeah, it would be cool. A good one.
It'd be cool if so the listeners, whoever's listening, sorry, I got this fly buzzing around. This is the only bad thing about in the summertime. You get flies just coming out of nowhere. For the listeners who have made it this far, it'd be interesting if you were to tag the podcast on socials and put down or even tag Uncommon Success too. Put down your mastermind, athletic, richer, smarter goals, and let us know like what your goals are. Let us keep you accountable as well, because I think that's what's important. Remember, if you want to go fast, go by yourself. If you want to go far, go with many. And that's what Uncommon Success is all about: bringing like-minded people together that see a different future for themselves. So if you do see a different future for yourself, like, let's get it. That's why we're here. Matt and I are both here for you. So I think that's a good way to end it. Don't you think, Matt?
Yeah, if your Spanish is really good and you know all of the fitness terms, like you know how to say like reps and tempo and everything in Spanish, let me know. We can hop on a call. I'll write you a program or something if you teach me all of the phrases.
Repo, tempo is the same.
I'm sure tempo is the same. I can count in Spanish, so I don't know how you would say the bench press in Spanish. I don't know if it's like just el bench press. Like jeans in Spanish is still just los jeans. Like some of the words in Spanish are just the English words like taken into Spanish.
Yeah, because they don't have words, so they haven't made words for them.
Yeah, it's the same thing with Japanese. There's a lot of Japanese words that are just like they didn't have it in Japan, and then some English-speaking person came up with whatever it is. They're like, all right, cool, take it.
Very nice. There you go.
So, yeah, if anybody knows all the fitness terms, or otherwise I'll just Google it.
Where can they get in contact with you then, Matt? Just because...
Score Performance, SKAAR Performance, everywhere, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Twitter. Still TikTok, yeah, it's still there. Where can people reach out to help you with your Spanish stuff?
Reach out to Coach Carly with the 3 eyes on Instagram. There's also opportunity to book in for some free calls too. So if you click the link in the bio, which I think is the same for you as well, Matt, click on the link. There's a clarity call, and then there's a coaching call as well. The coaching call is for me to coach you, not for you to coach me, because you would be paying me to coach me. So it's the other way around, okay? But there's a clarity call. It's a 30-minute call. There's a lot that we can get done in 30 minutes. So please book a call, reach out, and ask me anything that you'd like to know, whether it's about my year this year, whether it's about what I've done, whether it's about Uncommon Success too. There's some big things happening this year with Uncom. There is also, which I'm not sure whether you know, Matt, I don't know whether you're part of the Telegram group, the Million Uncommon Success Telegram groups, but there is Uncom FC that is happening. So there is an Uncom soccer team on the way, which is going to be starting at Vanuatu. So there's some pretty exciting opportunities.
I talked with Keegan about that this morning. It'll be a good time.
Yeah. Uncom FC online as well is looking pretty promising too. So for those who are excited as I am about that and would like to know more, reach out and we'll get you sorted. But apart from that, thank you for listening, everyone. Have a great day.
See everybody next week.
With no beard.
Yeah, with no beard on you. I'm still gonna have one.
Peace.